Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about project development processes for and techniques. So this will be for SCR 416 class and my name is Zainab. First, the waterfall model. So, waterfall model is a linear and sequential project management model where each phase must be completed before moving to the next one. So, first we start with requirements, then design, development, testing, deployment, and maintenance is the last step in the waterfall model. The strengths with the model is it's very easy to understand and use, the clearly defined structure, well documented process, and it's good for projects with well defined requirements. With the disadvantages, it's difficult to adapt to the change because then we have to return back to the first steps and like restart the waterfall model process. And the second thing is it's late testing phase because you see, it's after the development phase. So, before the development phase, we're not able to test. So, testing is a late process, which is a disadvantage. And it's not sustainable for complex projects with evolving requirements. With the changing requirements, it's hard to keep on going with the waterfall process. So the waterfall model is best suited for with the fixed scope projects and well-defined requirements with the minimal changes as much as possible. And we can use it for the government contract kind of projects or manufacturing. So our second model is spiral model. It's an iterative process model that combines elements of waterfall and prototyping, emphasizing risk assessments. So spiral model is like it's kind of like a more formal way to do it than the waterfall. So it start with the planning phase, then the risk analysis, the engineering phase, and the evaluation. The strengths with these models is it handles risk effectively because we have a separate uh, phase here about the risk analysis, the risk management, and the prototypes. And its flexibility and development is a big advantage. It allows early detection of issues, and the best string here is it's good for large scale and high risk projects. With the disadvantages, it's complex and expensive because as large as the project gets, it's more expensive to do it and it's more complex. Also, it requires expertise in risk assessments and it's not suitable for small projects mostly. So we mostly use the spiral model with large scale and high risk projects, just like we said. It could be like military and aerospace is very good examples to use the spiral model. So mostly it's used with very high risks, which is like we can say it's life-threatening um, project, like with the life-threatening situations. RUP, which is the Rational Unified Process. We use this chart and RUP model mostly with SCR 334. And it's a structured and iterative software development framework that divides the project into four phases, which are inception, elaboration, construction, and transition. And it also divides under the workflows. So the strengths with the RUP is it's iterative and adaptable. It encourages reusability of components and it's very well defined roles and responsibilities and comprehensive on documentation. So as you see from this RUP chart, it's very organized, and even though it shows that how much work we need to do in each process under each workflow. So the disadvantages with RUP is it's complex and requires a lot of training. It's heavy documentation and can be costly sometimes. So it depends on the project. So RUP is best suited for the large and complicated software projects that where you need to be organized, iterative, and risk-driven approach. So the last model is agile model. It's a flexible and iterative approach that focuses on continuous improvement, collaboration, and customer feedback. So we use this agile model with SCR 316 mostly. So it starts with requirements process, design, then development, testing, deployment, and review, which is my the favorite one I can say. So the strengths with the agile model, it's highly adaptable to changes, which is a very big advantage. Because like you can just return back, you can do it, and like it's very easy to um adaptable to changes, because changes are you cannot like escape from changes, so changes happen every often, so it's a very high advantage of agile model. It encourages customer collaboration, which is also very important uh to see what our stakeholders needs are so we can work on them. And it's faster delivery with incremental updates, so there are like phases, like especially when we use it on the Scrum project, so we have like phases, and every often we talk with the customers to see if we are like meeting their needs. And it improves team communication, which is the key part with the agile process. Team communication is very important. With the disadvantages, it requires active customer involvement. It can be hard to predict cost and timeline sometimes, and not ideal for projects with strict regulations. So the Agile is best suited for dynamic projects requiring flexibility, such as startups and software development teams. And it's very important to work iteratively every other day, like every day. So we should be like working in a team so often, and we should be contacted with our team members is very important with Agile, and also with our stakeholders. So teamwork and being in touch is very important, like we said, and we use the Agile process in our previous class with the Scrum projects, which was a very good experience with the Agile process. So thank you for listening to me today, and have a great day.